5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And it's live.
This is Leicester Till I Die TV. Watch and subscribe on YouTube and listen on your podcast platform.
Hello. I should at least try and be enthusiastic, shouldn't I? Evening, afternoon, morning, night, day, bye, hello, throwing my pen on the floor. Yeah, I've got to leave the goods off. We're here, we're back. 3 weekends. Well, it wasn't ruined. Yes. And then you check it out, and Leicester City are playing again. And just a little point of travelling up to the current champions, who, well, if you saw the preview, and thanks to Bernardine from Citizen Travel for coming on, Citizen Channel for coming on, they're not happy. I'll swap you. For those that have actually, if they have seen my social media post, you will see I basically called it as I see it, which is different day, same shit. So let's get on with it. Tom, hello.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Well, I've just said different day, same shit.
It is, mate. I'm trying to come in and be positive as I usually am, but even I'm like, this is pretty redundant now, isn't it? I mean, it's just waiting for the inevitable. Even if we won today, Chris, it's 8 games left now. It's too late anyway, really, isn't it?
Well, I think they said, didn't they? This was the game when we started the Great Escape.
Yes, but it wasn't against Manchester City, was it?
Away. No, it wasn't. And that's the difference. I think it was against West Brom, and we didn't have Newcastle, Liverpool and Brighton who were in form coming up either. But, you know, it is. I mean, I've got him there. Look, I've got him there as Marge Simpson. And that's been a bit of an insult to Marge Simpson, isn't it? I really cannot believe, I don't believe it. I really can't believe that we haven't got rid of him. Thank you. During this international break.
Yeah, I'm the same, mate. And he was saying, wasn't he wants to stick out his contract and all the rest of it. And for some reason, that's now giving me a potential hangover vibe into next season, because there's a part of me at least went, well, if it does end up the way it ends up, he won't be sticking around, will he? But unfortunately, it seems to be the opposite he's saying. So how long will this nightmare go on? It does feel a little bit like we're stuck in it and we can't seem to unplug ourselves from the Matrix, no matter what we do.
Well, I'll tell you what. I talk about the Matrix. I don't think if we took a blue pill, we'd stay up.
No, I don't think we would.
Blue pill. Right, yes, thank you. I'm here all night, unfortunately.
I was going to say, a proper Victor Meldrew joke, mate. I love it. Fantastic. We're off to a good start here. Get the bullseye references and the Phoenix Night Swans in, and we've got the full house here for a bit of comedy amongst the drama that is Leicester City Football Club right now.
Hey, remember what they say? Get in the black, stay out of the red. You don't get anything in this game for doing a bed. Yes.
They missed out not giving you that job, mate. Jim Bowen was, he wasn't good enough. It should have been Chris Rorian doing that.
They did. Well, honestly, I turned it down hoping for something better. But this is what I got. Look, let's bring the lineup up. My mistake. I apologise, Tom. Look, I've put the Leicester City versus Manchester United lineup up. Let me put the correct lineup up. Oh, look at that. It's exactly the same. That
I was going to say, spot the difference, isn't it, Chris?
Exactly. We've got a different player. I'm sorry, that was a very long, drawn-out way of saying this is how shite we are. But, I mean, we've still got a right-back on the bench and playing a left-back and right-back. We've still got two defensive midfielders that, I've got to say, can't play together. And we've still got two strikers that couldn't score with a 70% offer on in a brothel.
Yeah, we've still got very limited options, haven't we, Chris? I mean, I guess the only good thing is he hasn't gone back to 4-5-1 again, which would have probably been slightly worse than this. But yeah, I mean, it is frustrating, isn't it? Once again, the only thing I can say, like I've said in a few weeks now, and I'm holding on to, is they must be doing something on the training ground to be making this better, surely. And I mean, we are aware this team is limited. We are aware we're stuck with the worst elements of players we probably should have got rid of 2 or 3 years ago, unfortunately. Yeah. And this is the reality of what we're facing, Chris. And if you look at the FFP results, which I'm sure you might get to later, you think Skip's not even getting in the team, and that's how much we failed FFP by. What's the point?
Well, I've no answers. That is the thing. Do check out the Foxes Forum City Chat on the channel, because we did actually look at all the players that we've got, who we should be releasing because the contracts run out at the end of the season, as in mainly Jamie Vardy. Danny Ward was a difficult one to agree on, but we got there eventually. Not. Which players we should be selling because they've only got a year left, and which players we should be promoting. And next week's Foxes Forum on the Tuesday, I've got Ant coming on saying why you want Sean Dyche. I've got Craig coming on saying we should stick with Ruud van Nistelrooy, and Kate's on the fence at the moment. So that could be interesting as well.
I think that'll be a very interesting debate, guys. Yeah, definitely tune into that one. That'll be a very interesting debate.
Yeah. 2 years today, apparently, since we sacked Rodgers. I'd actually have Rodgers back, because I don't think it was ever this bad under him, was it?
No, in hindsight, maybe we should have stuck with him when we were getting relegated, because, maybe we would have miracled our way out of it and not had all this drama, because that relegation, Chris, has just added an extra, £70 million worth of FFP problems for us.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be worse, because I think that the EFL are going to... Well, look... We supposedly got away with it earlier in the season. We haven't, because it's gone to appeal.
Yeah.
So the EFL and the EPL are both appealing. Well, depends on what sort of men you like. But it's that's still hanging over us. And if we do go down, the EFL, all right, we've reduced the losses down to 29 million or something, is it?
Yeah, 19,
which is a huge drop from what it was season on season. However, that was for the EFL season. They're still going to be waiting for us with points deductions, management plans, and transfer embargoes.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I mean, the interesting thing about it is I was looking back for the past 4 years of FFP, and it seems to be the club has been intentionally set up to run at approximately £85 million worth of loss a year. And if you're going to do that, which teams like Chelsea obviously have, because they've been doing very interesting things like selling things to themselves, and different company names and all the rest of it. If that was our intention, why haven't we been that organised to be like Chelsea then? So why are we having these problems? Because if we'd done what Chelsea had done, like, say, sell a women's team for £100 million or whatever to another company called, like, Queen Power, randomly, I mean, we surely would have. We could have got around it. So I don't quite understand, mate, why we're sat in this halfway house of either overspending for no apparent reason without any logical plan to it, or you do it and you have a logic and plan to it. It doesn't make any sense to me why we're completely all over the place here now.
I think Kuntop's passing through a spanner in the works, because it's bound to have an effect. I mean, and it's obviously taken us a long time to get over that effect. But I think we have just been hit as well, I think, with the perfect storm, mismanagement, wrong managers. I mean, look at our sponsor there. We're going to lose them next season because they've sponsored us in the Premier League.
Well, exactly, yeah.
Last time we went down, it was back to King Power. I don't know why we don't sell Beaver Drive.
Well, exactly, Chris. There's things we can do. We could sell. Don't we own that hotel by the King Power Stadium, the Holiday Inn? Is that owned by Leicester now?
No, I don't know. It's not. No,
it's not. No, they were. There's things and assets we have got that we can work around. It just shows me that we've been quite inept to be run as it is, but we seem to be bad businessmen, let alone badly run as a football club, which is quite concerning because businessmen in this part of the game, the way it's going nowadays, are actually going to be very important. You're going to need good businessmen in order to be able to balance the books. I mean, I do find it pretty repulsive that Chelsea are getting away with selling things to themselves and it's not a problem. I mean, UEFA apparently are going to have a different opinion, which will be interesting because they might get done in Europe. However, this is the problem, the fact that we aren't as switched on as these other clubs that are doing these things. And then if they're doing it, Chris, and getting away with it, we couldn't get charged for it.
Yes. That's what I don't agree with. I don't actually have a problem with Chelsea doing that, and I'll bear with me on this one.
That's fine.
And I don't have a problem with Manchester City with all their charges, because if we were in their shoes, we would probably do exactly the same. And
Absolutely.
I was speaking to the Man City fan. I did the preview with Bernard, and he's pissed off with these 115. He wants it out of the way as much as all the other clubs do. But like I said to him, I don't personally. Yeah, it's a bit. The bit that I think that annoys me, and I guess annoys most people, is the fact that, like you've just said, if that was us, and that's the difference, is that we are picked on as Forest were in the past, as Everton were. In the fact that. They're picked on because they're not one of the, favourites, if you like. Let's not call them the big six anymore. It's one of the favourites. And I think, but if we were in that position, would we not be doing that?
100%, Chris. And actually, I completely agree with your point because that is the bigger picture of it. The bigger picture of it for me is this. What we are doing right now in the Premier League with FFP or PSR, whatever you want to call it, is completely rubbish. Because it's actually not what's going on. It's not actually serving the purpose it's there to serve. Because clubs like Chelsea are doing this, which we would say Newcastle fans, for example, would love their club to go and do this. They've got pots of money, billions of it. They just love to chuck it at their football club. And like you, I don't have a problem with it if everyone can do it. Because let's be frank, Topper's always written off all of our debts. These 80 millions, he's willing to spend that. He's willing to lose that. It's the people running the show that do not want us doing it. And that's what gets me. It's one or the other, Chris. It's either you've got to get on top of everyone or, you can't pander to these top six because they're just using all their mass sort of Amazonian sort of company power to completely kill the game. If I was the other 14 clubs right now, I would literally say, well, let them go have their Super League. Because this is obviously what they want. I mean, let's us all go. We're not going to do it until it's fair for all of us. Because then there's 14 teams you're not going to have.
Exactly. Martin is Forest fan here. Come on, Leicester, beat these tonight. Martin, I'd love us to be on. Thank you for your kind words.
Appreciate that, mate.
Really well done for last night, by the way. And I do tend to piss my own fan base off, but I'd love to see him in the Champions League because I'd love to see any team that's not a favourite in the top places. It knocks one of the favourites out. But great win yesterday, and wonder if Man United are regretting selling that player.
Elanga. Elanga. He's superb, isn't he? Superb player.
Brilliant goal.
How do they sell all the ones with the good attitudes, Chris, and end up with all the rubbish ones? Oh, wait, they're like Leicester City.
Yes, I know, but just better at it. I mean, I've said many, many times that to me, I don't begrudge anybody having the rich owners. And look, with Forest, I don't begrudge them with all the players they bought. If you can do it, if you can get away with it, and I have to say, one of the reasons I wanted Steve Cooper was that he kept them up even after a points deduction, which was why, like I say, originally I wanted him in. When you've got all these, owners with money, why don't they all put take 20 million or whatever and put it aside in a pot that's managed by the FA that's going to earn interest, so that if a club does go out of business, and that's what they've got this PSR for, all this levelling up playing fields, bollocks. You're never going to level the playing fields up, because Leicester will never attract the players that Man United can attract, no matter how bad Man United are. Southampton will never attract the players that Chelsea can attract. So you'll never have it's like Formula One. No matter how level they change the winner, they try to make it by changing the rules every season, the big four will always be winning the Formula One. And even the team that's coming back now and doing well is one that used to be one of the big ones a while ago. So why don't they just put this pot of money aside there, and then you can just spend what you want to? Because I tell you something, we moan about Manchester City. If I was sat here tonight as a Rochdale fan, I'd be looking at Leicester and going, bloody rich boys.
Yeah, well, this is why I don't think Dyche will end up coming to Leicester, mate. He used to do that with Burnley all the time, didn't he? He used to think Leicester were the rich club, and he was battling against it, and he raised over £1 billion worth of players, he was saying the other day as well. I mean, you've hit an interesting point here, and I think the solution actually is very obvious to this problem, and my solution is very simple. We have clubs in the EFL who are going out of business because they're overspending on their wages. So I think every league in England should have a specific percentage of wage budget that every club is exactly the same. So basically what I'm saying is the TV revenue for that year dictates the wage budget for every team, and every team has the same. That way you can't have clubs like Leicester, because we've done this, spending over 100%. You'll ban it, because then you're not going to allow clubs to get into financial distress. And this is what I don't understand, because they allow this to happen, which to me shows, if I was a businessman, that's really bad if you're not making any profit because you're overspending. You see my point? So why don't they just make it simpler for everyone, Chris? Because
the FA, the EFL, government, everybody that's got power doesn't like not to make things.
But we're seeing what's happening in France. What's happening in France? France lost their TV deal, mate, and half the clubs are going bankrupt.
Yeah,
it's a warning sign what's happened in Europe with that. And the Premier League are really being naive to this, because the Premier League are like Man United for me. They're a big albatross heading for a big failure unless they get a grip.
Yes, I think you're right. It can't go on. It's like the housing market, After Thatcher, the prices just went up and up and up, and it can't sustain that. But back to tonight's game, we've kind of veered off slightly. Last night, Wolves 1, West Ham United 0. There we go. The fat lady, as I said earlier, she's on to the second verse. Look, we are now... is that points? 29. How many points does that make us behind? 12?
Yeah,
12 points behind. That's 4 wins.
8 games left, Chris. We need to probably win all of them.
Well, exactly. I mean, even if the teams that we could beat, which are like the Wolves, which I don't think we will now, but Southampton, Ipswich, there's not. We're expecting Wolves to lose 4 games or 5 even, and they're not going to do that. They're beating West Ham, who, let's be honest with you, all right, they've dropped off, but they were actually better than this before Potter came in. Interestingly, but
yes. Similar to Cameron.
They said Wolves are virtually safe. It is all over. That's really, we're just waiting for that final nail with the hammer to go in, aren't we?
We are, Chris, and it's such a shame, because the games at the end of the season, the last 4 in particular, you look at and go, we might have been able to got some points there, even though, we're pretty terrible, but we've not put ourselves in a position to make that an option, and that's the shame of it, We could have been in the bottom 3 all season. As long as we were 2 points off on the final day and won, it wouldn't have mattered. That's all the Leicester fans this year wanted. So, it's a big disappointment, mate, because that game at home against Southampton, I think, will already be relegated. They'll already be relegated. No one's going to care.
And I think if Southampton lose tonight, I think they're down.
I would be surprised if they're not, yeah.
That would leave 8 games at 3 points, which is 24, plus the 9 would give them 33. Oh, no, they're still above Wolves, so no, they're not down yet. I mean, they are, but they're not, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I almost wish, I said this, and this is how sad I am, I almost wish we'd actually got points deducted now, because at least then we could use that as an excuse.
Absolutely. In hindsight as well, Chris, if we get it next year, it'll be more brutal. It'll be better for us to take it now if we could. If they did want to give us a points deduction, we might as well come bottom of the league if we're relegated anyway.
Well, this is what I said to the Man City fan. Are they not bothered about this season because they're going to get a points deduction? So they might as well, just finish mid-table and take it. Supporting the opposition again, we win every game, says Joe. A new Super League could be set up soon after
Brilliant
a court
news.
order ruled FIFA and rates were unlawful. Yeah, technically they were, but the club should be going along with the fans. Whether something's illegal or not illegal, you shouldn't do it if the majority of the fans don't want it. And obviously the majority of the fans in this country didn't want it. Yeah. Anyway, the Man City team there, no Haaland.
No, he's out for about 6 or 7 weeks, isn't he? So that means it's a great opportunity for Marmouche to step up and probably get his first hat-trick.
Exactly. God, I sounded like the Accrington Stanley ad then, didn't I? Exactly. But 4 games and a draw with goal difference, as Wayne. He meant 4 wins and a draw with goal difference. I mean, I said that Manchester City at the moment could put out an under-12 team and still beat us.
I think they could, mate. If you see how good Nico O'Reilly's been recently, who's in the team, and some of the younger chaps who've looked a little bit dodgy at points, they've started to come good all of a sudden, It's funny because sometimes you have to go through a bad phase to find the next one. And that Man City team outside of Rodri was probably needing a renovation anyway. So it's just forced their hand. And next season, they'll probably come back very strong now, I imagine, especially when Pep's got some rest. He does look knackered, doesn't he?
He does. He signed another 2 years, to be honest with you, which the Man City fan was surprised at because his contract was up this season. And he thought this would be the one when he might just walk away and say, I've done what I can, lads. I've won everything for you. But maybe it's a transition period that they're going to go through. Who knows? But do you want to see the bad news?
I'm waiting for the counter, Chris. It should be counting down in the corner when the match starts. We want you to make it so you jinx it.
I can't do that and have the time running at the same time.
Oh, it's such a shame because if we could, mate, we'd be guaranteed we'd be 1-0 up with Vardy in 2 minutes in this one.
Well, Vardy does like a goal, let's be honest, against Man City, doesn't he?
He doesn't. It could be his last time, mate. And that's another point as well. The sad bit about this is, like you say, I know you've had that great discussion, which please go and check out, guys, after the show if you want to, about the future of Leicester City next season. But, it's scary. This could be his last time playing Man City for us.
It could be. Unfortunately, look, and it is, do check out, like Tom very kindly said, they do go and check that discussion out. But we could have Haaland, George Best, any other striker you want to name up there, we won't be scoring because we're not getting the ball to them.
No, we've gone through phases like this as a football club as well, Chris, haven't we? Where we signed players and they've been good somewhere else and they've come to us and all of a sudden they look like they couldn't play football in a skip, honestly. And we seem to have a phase of this every now and again. We've been very fortunate in the last decade. We've not had a lot of it. But, it's hit us now. And unfortunately, I agree with you. Even if Monga went in the team right now, I mean, I would only say I think his mind will be clearer than most. But hey.
But this pisses me off, right? Thanks for mentioning Monga, because that was something else I was doing. I was talking to Rob Tanner, and I said to him, look, if this is probably going to have to go to a tribunal, because it's Man United, Chelsea, Man City after Monga. And if I was Monga, I'd be looking at them and going, yeah, where do I sign? So it's going to go to a tribunal to decide if we play him or put him in the squad. That would be a big boost to our argument of wanting more money for him. Why the fuck aren't we doing it?
Well, I mean, I look at it this way. We're going to lose him anyway. I mean, he's going to go anyway because he's going to get a fantastic offer from somewhere else. So why don't we utilise him this year if he is that good and could be like a Bellingham? Because if he stays up and we lose him for £5 million, but if we stay up, we've gained £175 million.
What I'm saying is, if we put him in this, let's say we put him in the squad today and we brought him on at half time, we could claim £10 million.
Well, this is true. Yes, it does increase. You are correct. Yeah, I mean, it's going to probably be a long, drawn-out process. It'd be better for the football club if we just did a proper deal with someone and just said, we'll take this. Yeah. But yeah, no, it is frustrating, mate, especially when you see the under-21s, the reserve team, the PL2 team, whatever you want to call them nowadays, have actually been pretty all right recently.
Yes. Yeah.
They played okay.
They have. Right. We're about 5 minutes off kickoff. Other games tonight, just to keep you updated. Most of them are 7:45 kickoffs. Bournemouth are hosting Ipswich. We don't actually hold out much. Well, I don't hold out much hope because Bournemouth never do us a favour. But come on, Bournemouth tonight. Brighton playing Villa. Manchester City against Leicester, as we know. Newcastle against Brentford. That'll be their first game since they've won the Carabao Cup, and congratulations. Of course, we have them Monday night. So I have just arranged a preview show with a very big Newcastle fan TV are coming on Friday at 7. Southampton are hosting Crystal Palace, and Liverpool, obviously, 8 o'clock. It's the last. Well, it's not the last Merseyside derby. It is of the season. Because, of course, there'll be ones at Anfield after this anyway. 8 o'clock kickoff. Liverpool hosting Everton. I mean, I like Southampton, as you know, even though they sold us Vestergaard and Bertrand. But it's down the road from me. I can get an away ticket there and go and watch my team. So, as you know, I live on the south coast.
And the stadium's very similar, Chris.
Very, just
very similar.
The blue bits, you know, it is exactly the same. But the only thing that's keeping me going this season is the fact that if Southampton finish on less than 11, that will be the news about this season. You know, the quizzes will go, which team got the lowest number of points ever in the Premier League. Now, at the moment, obviously, it's Derby. If Southampton can finish on 9 points, although they'll probably get 3 off us, that would at least be the memory of this season.
Yeah, well, this is it, isn't it? And I mean, it's something we wouldn't have even considered as something to worry about before Rude, actually, unfortunately. But Rude's had such a bad run, and it's just such a mess that we've actually got worse, like we said, many, many times over many weeks now. So I completely agree with all that. I think actually it will be good of us to stay ahead of Southampton, but it's going to be a case of Chris down the bottom 3, who is the worst. It's not a case of who's any good. It's a case of who's the worst.
Yeah. Joe says, Rude says 20 minutes on the first team pitch will distract from his schooling. I mean, Wayne, send me that book. I need to read that book that you've got about Ruud van Nistelrooy, from player to coach or whatever.
How can a guy score so many goals, just be so inept at actually creating a team to score goals? He's one of the greatest goal scorers in the European game. It's bonkers.
Yeah. Right, the players are coming out on the pitch, mate, so I'll let you go and set up, and you've obviously got to watch it at your end, and I will see you at half-time.
Good luck, everyone. Hopefully we have a miracle. See you at half-time.
We know we need more than a miracle, mate.
We do.
See you later.
See you later.
This is the Leicester Till I Die Watch-Along show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
Love it. We would love it. Ain't going to happen. The players are on the pitch. They're going through the teams now. And you know what? Hope you can hear me okay. I just realised I'd moved my microphone out while I was doing something and didn't move it back. So hopefully I sound okay. Probably not even any different, to be honest with you. Look, the team's going across the bottom. For those that haven't joined us earlier, it's exactly the same as it was the time before, which obviously Ruud van Nistelrooy announced 2 days ago in his press conference. Yeah, Ruud, let the opposition know what we're going to be doing, you fucking wanker. Bruno, I'm afraid it is too late, mate. We're down. I'm sorry, but this wanker needs to get out of our club. I know I wanted Cooper in, then I wanted Cooper out, and I did want Ruud in. I thought he was better than he is. He has got no idea. He could not win a wank-off in a brothel. That's how bad he is. I just want him out of my club, and if we get relegated, he ain't going to be able to keep us, bring us back up. No way can he do that. He hasn't got... He's got no idea. He got no idea how to... No wonder Man United didn't want him. You know, we laugh at Man United. They actually let him go. And I've just realised I'm looking at this and my stream's frozen. Have all the streams frozen? Looks like they have. So bear with me. The Premier League are at their little dirty tricks again. Tony, you're probably right, I'm afraid. And as we talk, my whole thing's gone down. Brilliant, great, fantastic, great super smashing. Tony, I don't know if you've got any, or Nate, has anybody got any links? Because my whole thing has gone down. It was working, and now it's gone down. Bloody Premier League. Why does it always do? It might actually, when you think about it, it might actually be doing me a favour, me not being able to watch it. So I'm guessing we have kicked off, guys. I'll just try and catch up. So bear with me, guys. It's 1-0 already. I've not even fucking logged in. And it is 1-0 with Grealish. I don't bloody believe it. I mean, 3 minutes. Come on. Tony, Nate, if anybody's got any links, please do let me know. I mean, Grealish hasn't played for how many games? I mean, how bad are I mean, there's not even a Haaland in the fucking team. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. What? I don't believe it. Savino was the creator. It was a right-footed shot from the centre of the box in the bottom left-hand corner. And he'd already made a save at Hermansen. Oh, Wout Fast turns 27 tomorrow, plays like a 6-year-old. Tony, sir, you gentleman. So here we go. Oh, Thomas lost the ball there. It does look a bit like Chelsea. 7 minutes in, and the Manchester City fans are olaying. We actually got into the opposition box there. Now it is their home kit. Chinese, John, Chinese. Cheers, Nate. And thank you, Tony. I've got Tony's up at the moment. A lot of empty seats going there. It's interesting because we're Leicester playing in white socks. That's, I think, what makes it look odd. So, Leicester giving the ball away again there. So, look, we're 1-0 down, and somebody's just suggested this. There we go. Can we do that already? I mean, you know, we are so bad. I want the match to end now. Come on. Samari's gone down with a foul. Oh, the Manchester City fans coming in now. There's a lot of empty seats because, of course, they had that protest going on. Yeah, we haven't scored in 642 minutes. Well done, Rude. "14 defeats from 16 games. Have we seen anything good that's been put in place by Ruud van Nistelrooy? What the bloody hell is this guy talking about on the commentary? Anyway, it goes all the way through to Manson. Again, we've been playing out from the back, and that's just not going to work. Thomas back to Manson, who fell over while he was trying to kick that out, but it's a very awkward position. Now, even if we don't keep hold of the ball, let's just boot it upfield. Well, I haven't added today's on. I've got to say, Tony, you're quite right. I haven't added today's on. Leicester actually coming forward. We're actually in the hot. Oh, it's put in by Ndidi, but it goes straight to a Chelsea player. Manchester City player. So Manchester City have it on this near side. It's going to go all the way back to the keeper. Manchester City are like a dog with a toy. They're just playing with us. Nunes. Savinho, who assisted in Grealish's goal, onto his left foot, plays it across. Goes lovely 1-2. Oh, he's looking to. Oh, that was unlucky. He played a lovely 1-2 then, and unfortunately just couldn't get it to pass the Leicester player. But they kicked it out, the Leicester defender, but it went straight to a Manchester City player. Grealish on the ball. He's going to be enjoying himself tonight. Is that going to go out for a throw-in? Oh, it stayed in. It was off the post. And there was Man City and Leicester, I think, both expected the ball to have gone out. And we've played ourselves into trouble again. This time, though, it is a goal kick to Leicester. Coming up to 15 minutes gone in the first half. And guess what? Leicester City are losing. Of course. Oh, he's not got wired in. You've got Pep Guardiola having a drink of his water. He's up in the stands because he's got a touchline ban. It obviously hasn't made any difference. Oh, nice back heel there from Leicester. Christensen. Indeed, now on the left. He's looking for help. He's got it from El Canoes. Oh! I tell you what. Indeed, he back to El Canoes. It was a good shot. Ederson really had to. Well, he got it covered, I think, but no, Richard, I think you're right, mate. I think you're right. I can remember the Frank McClintock year, just about. I was a bit too young to be this involved or go to matches or anything, but I do remember it. And even that, I don't think was this bad. No other goals. Every other game is 0-0. Except, of course, Leicester's. I love the fact that the BBC still have it as a 3-4-2-1. Which it is, I suppose, when we are going forward. Not that that happens very often, let's be honest. Please, if you can do, guys, smash the likes. Jeff will be keeping an eye out on the chat for me, I'm sure. So if you do give any spoilers away, he will kick you out. So into Leicester, almost equal with the if this was, well, if it was 0-0 still, I think we'd probably be saying, we'd still be saying that Manchester City are on top very easily. Savinho, he's going to cause us trouble all night down this right-hand side. So Manchester City have it on this near side. Just taking the time. They're 1-0 up. They can afford to. Yeah. We're defending with 11 behind the ball at the moment. Vardy, again, we had this conversation. What do you think, Vardy? Should we offer him one more? Phases goes down there and is fouled and then helped up. What do you think about Jamie Vardy? I mean, I think he should go at the end of the season, to be honest with you. $54 of you in watching, please do smash that likes. Leicester, through ball there. Sumare. Justin on the far side. Sumare goes for the 1-2 with him. That was Daka, sorry. Daka, it was a nice little 1-2 there with James, but he couldn't get it out of his own feet. See, I wouldn't give him that, John, because I think when he has had the chance, he just ran too far for Daka then, but a good idea what he was wanting to do. Oh, it's too easy. Sometimes it is too easy. Luke Thomas was stitched up a good one there. Jamie Vardy wins the ball in defence, but then loses it. I wonder if Leicester... Oh, for God's sake, you can't even fucking defend when there's two of you. It'll help the PSR, John, won't it? Not this season, he's not, Jeff. I really think this is I think we've got to let him go, because whilst he's there, it's stopping any other player coming through. Because how would a manager dare to drop Jamie Vardy? He wouldn't. Oh, Sumare. Oh, fighting for the ball there. But Vardy, he couldn't run for it. Richard, you're presuming that Ruud van Nistelrooy's got some balls to grow. Man City on the far side. Short passes, but they do find each other. But ran into a bit of trouble there. Indeedy. He's got 3 players on him. Now, Wayne. Yeah, didn't realise you were still in. Wayne there. Rude Van Nistelrooy's love child. 24 minutes gone. Manchester City 1, Leicester City 0. And at the moment, 66%. Bloody hell, right. We are 24 minutes in, and Leicester City's XG is 0.02. Like I say, I have no idea how to work that one out, but how fucking shite is that? Although Man City have only had 2 shots and we've had 1. Indeed, you've been forced to go back from the box to almost the halfway line. Southampton, here we go, guys. You ready for this? Southampton 1, Crystal Palace 0. Oh, indeedy, what a fucking shit. It goes out. What a fucking shit cross from Indeedy. So Southampton are 1-0 up. I can see Southampton catching us. Well, yeah, I understand what it is, Wayne. I just don't understand how it's worked out, how they do it, or anything like that. But you're quite right. Fuck all chance. I agree. Nunez kept the ball in there, so Man City have it. 27 minutes gone, coming up to the half-hour mark. I've got to say, Leicester don't look like scoring, or good defending. But James Justin there, that was a late defending. There's a free kick to Leicester. But, you know, we probably won't do anything with it. They will. That's joint, though. That's joint. No, I'll give them 12 points. Yeah. Sorry, Southampton. On the far side for Manchester City. Oh. 2-0. What a fucking cock up. What a fucking cock up. Madsen Manson. And there's another Leicester City player. Who is it? That fucking FaZe! Of course it was! Who fucking else would be that shit at the back? Apart from that Belgian wanker. Fucking hell. FaZe, you biggest plonker. Will you jump off a bridge and end it all first, please? What a fucking joke that git is. No, you're saying did Wout Fast not hear the shout? Wout Fast was probably stood in the middle of the pitch wanking and saw it late and then decides to go for it. Everything that goes shit at this club is around Wout FaZe. Don't anybody dare blame John Rudkin. It's Wout fucking FaZe every single fucking week. And they nearly get a third. You see, you're blaming Mads, I'm blaming Wout FaZe. Which one of us is right? I agree, Paul. I agree. FaZe, of course it was FaZe's fault. Everything in this fucking club is FaZe's fault. FaZe, will you please go and throw yourself under a fucking bus? I haven't got words. I haven't got fucking words. Score 2 to get anything out of this game. We couldn't score 2 the rest of the fucking season. It's going to be 3. Don't know how that didn't go in. Vardy just passes the fucking ball back and then creates a foul. Vardy, you passed it. And he gets the booking, quite rightly as well. Oh, that's great, Vardy. Well done. That was a really brain-numbing challenge to make, wasn't it? Oh, and then FaZe turning his ball on the back on the ball. There's a free kick to Manchester City. This is how shit Vardy is now. Probably, hopefully, maybe saying, do you want to buy another club? Mamouche is looking very lively for Manchester City in Haaland's absence. Is that a penalty? No. Corner. Justin put his foot in there. Manchester City asking for the penalty. The referee saying no, and it will be checked by VAR. So they're discussing while VAR decides Leicester's fate. Okay, it's a corner. VAR has agreed with the referee. Just delays the obvious, really, doesn't it? Well, I think we could do armchair. Oh, Mads comes and punches. Oh, Savinho's up for it as well. Does anybody remember that first year we got promoted under Martin O'Neill? I honestly thought that season, I thought, do you know what I'm going to enjoy about this season? And that would be actually watching other teams play. I'll enjoy watching these top teams play. That's how I am today. I'm actually watching Manchester City play. It's out for another corner. Headed clear. It was Vardy. Of course, he wouldn't be without phase. He'd have headed into his own net, wouldn't he? Experience armchair. And badges, possibly. I don't think he'll have enough badges yet. The crowd are singing the Jamie Vardy song. He's probably stood in the middle of the field going, yeah, I know she is. I know. So, there was a corner to Man City a while ago. Samari's trying to defend his goalkeeper. It comes up, but Mads took that well, though. Jumped up, took it well. God, felt Faze had the ball then, but thankfully he's given it away. Oh, ball over the top. Thomas fell over, or slipped over rather. Manchester City have a chance for a third. I think the Leicester players are back now defending Please hit that like button, guys. That was out. Nice again. Tried to play 1-1-2. Went straight into Madsen Manson's arms. To show Ruud van Nistelrooy saying, what's he thinking? Hopefully he's thinking, what's that wanker face still doing on the pitch? I thought I took him off. Ipswich Town are beating Bournemouth. Ipswich Town, well, it's Bournemouth 0, Ipswich Town 1, Southampton 1, Crystal Palace 0, Manchester City 2, Leicester City 0. Another corner to Manchester City. The commentator just said that Leicester City players look like they can't wait for it to end. It's not even the half fucking time yet and they look like that. What does that say? Oh, Luke Thomas is getting absolutely... Oh, shit. Fraser's got the ball. But it was offside, thank God. I know, he said that's the difference, Vicky. Passion. Nine passes in the final third for Leicester, 123 for Manchester City. Christensen. El Canoes. Samari back to El Canoes. Forward to Samari. And we're just playing in that middle of the park. And I tell you what, it's gone all the way back here to Madsen Manson. So from a an attacking point of view, attack goes back to Madsen Manson. And then we get the ball away. Referee, will you do us a favour and just send Wout Faes off? Adam, work. I mean, you're thinking like this manager. I know it wasn't. Sorry, I know that was Grealish on Faes, but please, can you look at it wrongly and send Wout Faes off and do us a favour? Two minutes. Shit. 2 more minutes of this shit. The Leicester ball, but we won't do anything with it. I just can't think of anything positive to say. The ball was just up in the air all the time. El Canoes, Christensen. Oh, and then Christensen plays it out because El Canoes can't take it. There it is. It's half time. I'm off to go and top myself. I'll see you in 5 minutes because I won't have the guts to do it. I wish I did. I wish I did. We'll be back with the halftime analysis. Well, you wanted it, Tom.
You updated it already, Chris.
Yeah, 689.
He sacrificed a toilet break for that, ladies and gentlemen. So I really think we should really respect that. That's the best bit of I've seen from anything to do with Leicester today, mate, is the fact that you've updated the number, because my word, that is rubbish, isn't it?
And I think I've seen less rubbish on the streets of Birmingham at the moment.
Oh, absolutely, mate. I was tempted to try and get the dog up here to do the scene from Fawlty Towers with you, with Manuel and the Moosehead, to try and do something completely different related to football, just to take the edge off it. Because honestly, mate, I've not seen a Leicester City team look this uninterested in I can't remember when. And that's what really gets me. I don't mind us being terrible. I don't mind us being bad if we're trying. We're not trying. No one wants to be there.
Well, Ipswich are trying and Southampton are trying because they're both 1-0 up at the moment.
It's almost like a destiny for us. We're going to end up bottom. I don't know what it is. It's a long way for Southampton to crawl back, but it just feels like we are sinking.
5 points, and if they beat us, which they nearly did earlier in the season, then it's not that ridiculous, is it?
No, not at all, mate. No, you're right. And I think it is a race to the bottom now, and we are winning that race currently, like you say, looking at the other games as well. So, yeah, very disappointing, mate. I don't mind being 2-0 down. I mind the fact we've lacked energy. We do two things, Chris. We all go, right, guys, get back. Let's make ourselves look big. And we all do this and go side to side, like, and try and stop players from getting through. And then we just slowly try and walk forward with the ball afterwards, and then they take the ball back and it's reset again. That is the entire Leicester City Football Club. That's it.
John, you went for my recommendation of a Chinese. Send me some prawn crackers, please. Only another 45 minutes to go. Shit.
The dog's turned his back, mate. The dog was watching it and he's turned his back now. I'm not interested.
They must have been playing pitch and putt at Seagrave, Chris. Man City are just quicker physically and mentally. They've got a manager that knows what they're doing, and they've got players that want to play. I know the club in the past have handed out free T-shirts out for away fans, but they consider handing out free blindfolds. Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. 689, isn't that our entire squad's IQ? Not that good, mate. Not that good. Look, I hadn't even got the first fucking... I hadn't got the stream up and running when we conceded. Talk me through that.
It was usual Leicester, mate. We were back there doing all this, trying to make ourselves look big, and Man City just passed through it all. And then Sumari tried to run in last minute, and it was too late. Everyone else was half asleep because the game had just started. And as usual, half of them didn't want to be there, so their heads were elsewhere, probably thinking about their summer holidays. And 1-0 down. I mean, Jack Grealish for me as well. He's not exactly the greatest footballer in the world, is he? He seems more of an actor nowadays, and how he looks and what he does on the pitch. But we're Leicester City, mate. And what you said about Man City is interesting, because this Man City team, like we said about every other team we've played this season, hasn't had to get out of first gear.
No.
Honestly, they've not... Mate, this is a training exercise for them.
That's the annoying thing, isn't it?
That is the annoying thing. That's what really gets me, mate. Because I'm like,
what's embarrassing? And this, I hope that, well, he won't say because he hasn't got the fucking balls to say anything rude. At 7 minutes, right? Just take this in. 7 minutes into the game, Manchester City fans were olaying.
Yeah, I thought it was our fans olaying our passes, mate. I thought it was the away end because the Etihad's quite quiet, isn't it? Generally, I thought it was our lot doing it.
Oh, I thought it was their lot.
It sounded like it was coming from the corner. We'll probably find out from people elsewhere, but I'm pretty sure that was the Leicester fans, mate. And fair play to them. Fair play to them, because if you've gone up there tonight, you're one of us. We love you all to death, and have some fun with it, because the team ain't going to bring it. So you might as well have fun yourselves.
Yeah. El Canoe's probably the one decent effort after 15 minutes as he had a 1-2 with Ndidi and just curled it around the post. I think Edison probably had it covered, but...
Yeah, it was something, wasn't it? But, I mean, unless you've got, a top-quality player there, which we don't have at this football club right now. He's a young prospect. He's got room to grow, but he's not at that level where he's going to be banging them in every time. He's not James Maddison, is he? So, it's just difficult, mate. There's a lot of pressure put on him. And I just look at it as a group. And if it was a family, I'd look at this family and go, I think a lot of us need to go our separate ways here, because we're just really negatively affecting each other now. And you see it with that second goal, which I'm sure you're going to get to as well. But
just going to put the half-time scores up there for you. Yeah, look, second goal.
When I saw it, I thought of you.
I honestly would love somebody to go and push Wout Faes under a bus.
Yeah, he's pretty horrific. I mean, the only thing I can say, this isn't to justify because he's still terrible, but we don't know if that was a shout or not, if there should have been a shout. But either way, if there was a shout, he shouldn't have been there. The keeper had it. So it sums it up, mate. It's a comedy of errors, isn't it? And we're trying to keep the comedy, but it is very difficult because there's times, like I said,
I'm not joking. I'm being serious. I want somebody to literally go and take him out.
Yeah.
Take him out on a night out. I mean, take him out. You know what I mean? Permanently.
I know what you mean, mate. 100%. Yeah, I do know what you mean. It's difficult. It is so difficult because I just don't know. It's that bad. I mean, it can get worse than this, unless there is changes made. The signs are there. The warning signs are flashing. Alarm bells going off.
They've been doing that. Look.
Yeah, for months. For months, it's been happening, and it's not getting any better.
Faes turning his back on a shot.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be there,
defender.
mate. He doesn't want to be there. He thinks he's bigger than us. He wants to go somewhere else. But he's showing it on the pitch.
After 24 minutes, our XG was 0.02.
I'm surprised we got that. I'm really surprised. And that was probably from El Canoes on his own. And
we got 7 points from 17 games under Rude. Only Southampton were worse. If they win tonight, they'll be better. But look at that table there. I say 5 points between Southampton and us. If they beat us, which I think they will do, they beat us, that is going to be a 2-point gap, which they could easily make up.
Yeah, and you could argue by the law of averages, we've had a fair share of good luck against Southampton this year and in past years as well. Sometimes we've been utterly better than them, but it comes back around, Chris, like you say. And I am concerned we'll finish bottom at this rate. I think that's more the thing we're learning today than anything else is, we thought we were going to get relegated. I think today we can go away from this and go, well, we're not just getting relegated. I think we will be bottom of the league as well. And probably deserve it, and deservedly so. Honestly, I can't argue with it. It's not fair to the other clubs who actually put work in.
I actually went 4-1. I don't know where we're going to get that one from, if I'm honest with you.
Maybe a penalty if we're lucky, but it'll be a penalty given, which will be like a fortunate one. It won't. It'll be one of those, mate. It'll be a gift.
Yeah. I've got seriously nothing. I mean, Jamie Vardy went in on got himself a yellow card. Maybe he's trying to get himself sent off so that he doesn't have to put up with this shite.
I mean, I can feel a bit for Jamie Vardy because I've been in workplace environments where you feel you're the only person trying to steer a leaky ship, and then everyone else doesn't really care too much. And I think that's where we are, mate. And I think, unfortunately, it's a sad end to Jamie Vardy's career at Leicester City because he's getting a knock-on effect of that as well. He's not been brilliant. I'm not defending his effort because, he hasn't been good enough this year. Let's be realistic.
But what he did there, just people are saying about make him play a manager. No, not when he does challenges like that, because all he's done is put himself on a yellow card. One more mistake, he can get sent off.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It is true.
And then I'm sorry, that was totally bad from Jamie Vardy. And this is another reason I want him gone as well. I just think we need to get rid of all these wankers here and basically bring the youth through.
I think we definitely need a whole fire change. There's no element of this team that really can remain, in my opinion, now. It's got to all go. Daka's got to go. Vardy's probably got to go. Pfizer's got to go. Vestergaard's got to go. Cody's probably going to go. Cody probably might stay. I mean, the list goes on, doesn't it? It's just, mate, to have these many question marks over your football team, their squad and their effort in any league at any time, to this degree is farcical. It is farcical. And this is the problem. This is why fans are trying to plan things being flown over stadiums in the next few weeks with banners. And this doesn't help things like this because of what we're seeing. Top, you're gaslighting people now. This is not good enough. He's not good enough. We might have failed PSR anyway. He's got to go now. There's no more, Chris. We
Top
can't
or
do it
Rude
anymore.
or both of them?
I think Rude. I'll give him one more option to get rid of Rude, but I mean, I can understand why people are getting very angry now, because it's only so long you can try and be polite
coming
about
on.
it. Yeah, so we've got to do
Well,
something.
that's going to make a big difference, isn't it? Right, I'll let you go, mate. Second half's about to start. See you at full
No
time.
worries, mate.
Vardy's off. Vardy's off.
Rude saw he was trying to get sent off, mate. That's what it was.
Well, possibly. Right, I'll see you at full time, buddy.
Let's try and enjoy it, guys. See you at full time.
Cheer. So, Vardy is off. Skip is on. El Canoose move forward, which is what they're saying. Right, guys. Manchester City about to start this second half. And once again, my thanks go out for Tony for helping me watch this. And there we go. So at the moment, you saw the table, guys. 2-0 to Manchester City. Have we got anything that we can... Well, can we just get any pride back? Can we get any pride back? Indeed, he's losing the ball there and losing his footing. And Cody is the captain in Vardy's absence. Faye's, well, just about a back pass to Mads. He boots it upfield. Of course, we lose it, but at least we've lost it on the halfway line. I'm just trying to see where... Oh, Daka's there. Looks like, yeah, Daka and El Canoose are the two that are up front at the moment. I mean, I've got to say to Rude, you know, oh no, El Canoose has given the ball away. El Canoose gave the ball away. Grealish went down in the box. No penalty. Do merge them, Tony. I agree. Hi, Russ. No, he was on a yellow card. We can't afford to go down to 10. In fairness, Jeff, no, he said that before half-time. Because I said I went 4-1 to Leicester. I can't see where Leicester's goal was coming from. And he said it was an own goal for Man City. That's the only way we'd get a goal. So, no, Prashant wasn't. I mean, Skip... I like Skip. He's not really had a chance this season. Will he get the chance like Winks did when we're down in the Championship? Manchester City being, was it? Hiya, Geordie. How you doing? Got to say, I'm not looking forward to Monday night. John, I think you could be right. Indeed, he loses it. Man City coming forward. Got all the time in the world, Manchester City. Well, we've lasted longer in the second half than we did in the first. I suppose that's one plus. That wasn't a penalty. Yes. Calm down, Jack. Calm down. City coming up. Well, Leicester, Manchester City. If I say City are coming forward, you know who I mean. And I did say that Leicester's one goal would come by Vardy because he likes to score against Manchester City. Not tonight, he doesn't. Samari doing well there. But again, it only goes as far as a Manchester City player. The XG for Manchester City is 1.94. For Leicester City, it's still 0.02. I'm surprised. How did we get it up that high? So the other games, it's still Bournemouth 0, Ipswich 1, Brighton 0, Aston Villa 1 now. Newcastle 1, Brentford 0, Southampton 1, Palace 0, and Liverpool and Everton at half time are drawing 0-0. El Canoe's trying to do too much again when he could have passed it. Mind you, would you want to pass to one of these players? You wouldn't trust them to fart without following through, would you? So it's Manchester City at the moment. Literally, like I say, just booted upfield, I think, by James Justin, which he had to do, in fairness. But again, they nearly, very, very nearly cut us open. I tell you what, this commentator, Faye's trying to defend there. But even when we sort of defend, we're just giving it away again. This time it's Connor Cody. Could this be a third? On the edge of the box here, Manchester City. Just took too long, ball taken off him, but again, just ends up once again back with Manchester City. A lovely turn here by Mamouche. Plays it back. Leicester City defenders getting in their own way. Corner. Oh no. Guanote's going to be coming on in a second. And Mavadidi as well. At the moment, we're not doing anything at all. Mavadidi isn't coming on. He has no idea what he's doing. Oh, Nunes. Mamouche gets it back to me. Grealish. Oh, there's a player wide here. Oh, no, he missed it. He missed it. How the hell? That was a lovely team effort there. I don't know what to say to that. Prashant, you've left me speechless. Right, subs here on the 59th minute. El Canoose is off. Brunotte on, like for like. And Christensen off. Akoli on. And it's basically like for like. What's the fucking point? Like for like. Why? What's that achieving, Rude, you blocking wanking moron? Thomas, who's now on the wing back, got the ball there. It's headed. Oh God, it's with Faze. Please no. Please no. I mean, all right, it's still only 2-0. It doesn't look like we're not going to. Why is it just me? Why can't we play El Canoes and Bonete together? I mean, do those substitutions inspire you? They don't fucking inspire me. Ipswich Town 2, Bournemouth 0. It's at Bournemouth, so it's technically Bournemouth 0, Ipswich 2. Fucking die of embarrassment, Leicester. And Southampton are still beating Palace. It's just embarrassing. 14 shots to 1. And Coley got the ball, doesn't know what to do with it, but he does get a free kick. I think Skip got away with one there. Can we not do a Donald Trump and end it now? Corner. Oh, it's a goal kick. Well done, Cody. Hi Dan, how you doing? We couldn't fight our way out of a wet paper bag, mate. So you're not telling us anything we don't know, in fairness. It's embarrassing. Ipswich winning, Southampton winning. We will finish bottom. When they went, Tony, both of them got us virtually relegated. But then you should be sacking Rude now, shouldn't you? I agree that those two had to be sacked at the time, but then so should... Please smash those likes, guys. We can't even get the ball. An easy one for Madsen Manson to cut out and take on the floor there. Coming up to 70 minutes gone. Manchester City. Oh, for fuck's sake, Samari. I mean, he had the ball and he gives it away so easily. .00 XG. I don't. Yellow card for Justin. Maybe he wants to have an early night and be taken off. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, we've had one shot from El Canoes in the first half. That was it. Just that one shot. Tony. Corner. To Manchester City. Methinks you being a little tad tongue-in-cheek trying to stir it there, son. I don't know. Martin Allen. The other two you could argue, one won the league for us, one won the FA Cup for us. Corner, it's a short corner. Grealish got all the time in the world. Bournemouth have got one back against Ipswich. It's now 2-1 Ipswich. Brentford have got a goal back against Newcastle. Punched clear there by Mads Hermansen. But Southampton still leading at Palace. It's a case of can those two teams hold on? To be honest, I'm almost tempted to watch one of those games because this one is just so boring. Where were you when we were shit? Where were you? Where were you? Where were you when we were shit? Sat here watching them play Man City. Thomas there manages to stop the Man City attack. Yes, we have Prashant. Easily past it. Can Leicester City go up and take advantage of an opportunity? Oh, that's the best comment of the day. Oh. So Pierre's coming on. Samare is off. And on is Ricardo. True, Vicky, true. James McAtee's going to come on, of course, who we were after. Hasn't had much game time, according to Bernard from the Citizen. Free kick into the box from Brunette. No, fucking Ndidi. It's a yellow card for Thomas. So Doku off, McAtee on. Yeah. I mean, all right, you got to enjoy where you work, but it does stick in the craw. Like, while you're being filmed, don't laugh. You know. Oh my God, Ayu's coming on. That's how bad it is. The last substitute, and it's Ayu. I mean, Vicky, that's a very good point, you know. because he hasn't got the managerial nous to do so, LCFC. Ricardo gets us a free kick. This should bring yellow card for City at last. But now AU should be able to get on. Oops, it is not. I mean, I'm a bit worried when he went down that he might have got injured again. Dakarov. Congratulations to AU. Love him or hate him, it's his 300th appearance. So well done, Jordan AU. Yeah, 80th minute here. Ricardo in, but too high for Justin. He got his head to it, but he didn't really do anything with it. Apparently, Tony, you know, I mean, you could. It's a very good question. Connor Cody. Oh, what the. Connor Cody tried to play a through ball, but it was just so easy for Edison to come out and clear it. Savinio went down under his own accord there. Yeah, but it was Garner, Jeff. There could have been something there. It could have really been trouble for Leicester had he not fallen over. Cheers, everybody. That's good. Thoughts go out to Jim, by the way, who hopefully is recovering from his operation. Hopefully he's not watching this, or this will set him back. Please remember to smash that likes, guys. And if you're new, subscribe. Only 8 minutes to go. It's been like a training game for Manchester City. Yeah. Transplant. Oscar Bob, what a great name for a player. Ricardo just gets easily beaten. It's a free kick. Right on the edge of the box. Vicky, can't argue with that at all. No heart, no passion, no clue. Oscar Bob is back. Savinio is off. He does sound like a character off The Simpsons, doesn't he? Burger Van Bob. Oscar Bob coming on after a long injury, I do believe. Probably means he'll score. Oh, free kick straight into the arms of Mats Manson. Might have an easier save. Thomas on the far side. Oh. Plays it forward, but nowhere near AU. Ask a silly question, Tony. Of course we haven't. I'm half reading my family's WhatsApp chat. Justin goes down for a free kick. Good play there by Justin to get the free kick. I just honestly don't know. Offside. I guess who is offside? Leicester. Jordan Ayew. The Brunette. Oh, the ball's come across. Oh. Brunette trying his best there. Wasn't the best pass to Ayew. Ayew managed to keep hold of it and play it back into the box. But Ricardo couldn't get on the end of it. We did for a while, Jeff. We did. Richard, can I come with you? Well, Skip gets the booking. That wasn't a booking. All the best, Richard. Thanks for sticking this long. That wasn't a booking. The referee's a bit card happy. Two changes coming up, Man City. So free kick to Manchester City. Oh, the free kick went straight against the wall. Double change coming. 3 minutes of injury time. I think the substitutions for Man City are probably the most exciting bit of the game. I will be putting it up in a minute, Ronald, after my full-time piss. And it's still Bournemouth 1, Ipswich 2. And Crystal Palace have equalised against Southampton. So Southampton are back to 10 points. Southampton 1, Palace 1. But it's Bournemouth 1, Ipswich 2 with 94 minutes gone. Oh, Ricardo. Lovely turn there. Can he get the ball across? Yes, he does. Oh, but good take by Edison. Oh, it's Liverpool 1, Everton 0. Brighton 0, Villa 2. I think my prediction league's got out the window as well. And that's it. It is full time now. We're going to be back in a few minutes with the Paul. I was, and I've never denied that fact, and I'm now advocating for Ruud van Nistelrooy to be sacked. I was also the guy that wanted Steve Cooper in. So you know, I've never hidden that fact at all. I'm allowed to moan because I'm a fan. Don't like the moans. That's not my problem. Probably is. I'm giving John Rudkin a break. There you go. We'll be back in a few minutes with the post-match God, whatever you want to call it, really. I don't know, but we will be back. Good evening. I'm just going to add Wayne in, to be honest with you. I just need to, in fact, let me do it this way.
Told you should have done that graphic. We would have scored, mate.
Hey, look, I've done it. It's pretty straight very quickly up there. No, we got
You have credit.
Manager who got 10 goals in 10 games, a striker who scored 11 goals in 11 games, and we can't score a fucking goal in 737 minutes. Wayne, tell me, have you got a spare pair of boots, mate? Mate, you're on mute.
Yeah, there's an old Saxon song, 747, Strangers in the Night. And the end line is going nowhere. And that's where we're going. Hearing me, I mean, the stats, XG 0.02, which basically is like where the shots are coming from, you know, aggressive moves up the pitch, touches in the box. And that's why we apart from El Canous, his cold shot from the corner of the box, then that was it.
Well,
Absolutely
you say that, Tom, on 69 minutes, we had an XG of 0.00.
We did, Chris, and it was very well deserved from us because you can't really get much worse than what we saw again. Like, it's a broken record, isn't it? I really think one of the worst feelings in life you can have is if you feel stuck without a way out. And that is how I'm feeling about this Leicester City team right now. And I wonder if that is not just us as a fan base, that is also, unfortunately, now institutionalized into the club, because that is what we're seeing. And then you need to make brave decisions, mate. And we don't want to be going over old ground, but we have been saying this for weeks. And I'm not saying we're going to be the magic people to fix it. No, we're just fans observing. But I do think the club has got to really observe what we're saying a bit more now, because I can see why anger is building now. I can see it and feel it myself a bit, sadly.
Brad, if you want to come on, mate, I know you wanted to watch the match, but if you want to come on, just put a comment in the chat. Ronald, you're pinching my jokes. I think I said that earlier, didn't I, Tom?
You did indeed, mate. We've been trying to ramp the jokes up for everyone tonight, guys, because it is a heavy one, this.
Yeah, I'd say it was the training ground routine for Man City, but they probably worked harder in training. I've seen us relegated many times, even down to League One, and this is the worst relegation ever. How is this clown, Wayne, still in charge?
It's hard to say. I mean, they did produce the accounts, didn't they, for the end of year, Leicester? And it just makes you wonder whether they just haven't got the money to sack him, to pay him off. And it'll tip him over the edge for next year. I don't know. I just hope he doesn't take charge next season, because the way he's been with the young kids, it could have been playing one or two of them by now. And do you trust him with the squad? The bottom line is we will still have one of the best squads in the Championship, ironically, because players like Winks and Skip.
Christ, the Championship must be totally shit then.
Exactly. They are not Premier standard. We've got a team of in-betweens.
Oh, you reminded me of the goodies then. Too young. Did you remember that?
Before my time, Chris.
Oh, yeah, right. The in-betweeners. Just to say, it finished Bournemouth 1. No, it didn't. Yeah, it finished Bournemouth 1 to Ipswich Town. So Ipswich Town has gone 3 points clear of us. So their battle is still on. Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Villa 2. So close to that one, Wayne. Manchester City 2-0. As we know, Newcastle 2, Brentford 1. Oh, goal out again there, Wayne. Southampton 1, Crystal Palace 1. They are still playing there, though. And it's currently 1-0 to Liverpool. Please stay like that. I get 3 points.
That's a great result against Palace, isn't it? Because they're one of the informed teams.
Yes, and they've been leading. They were leading up till about 70-odd minutes. We can't afford to sack him. We can't afford to keep him. But I tell you what, and I'm going to try something now next Tuesday, because Craig is saying let's keep Ruud van Nistelrooy. Ant is saying let's get Sean Dyche in. If you two guys know a manager that you want to come in that's not one of those two, message me either on Facebook or whatever, on Twitter, X, whatever it's called, and what we'll do, we'll have a great big get together on Tuesday night for the Foxes Forum, and you can each try and convince me the manager that we should have. I think Craig's doomed before he starts, to be honest with you. I'd rather have no manager than this clown. Exactly. So look, it was 2-0. I suppose, look, we drew the second half, Tom.
We did, but Man City didn't even bother second half, mate. They thought we can rest some legs here, easy, It was boring. It was terrible. It was uninspiring. I was falling asleep. I was thinking, oh, there's a hockey game I want to watch later, and I might be asleep before I get there because this lot are going to take it out of me. Mate, I'm literally almost stumped for words, which for me is saying something, but I just can't keep coming beyond this point of until we are willing to face the mirror and face the problem, we are not going to get better. As I said last week, as I said the week before, So please, how many pleases? Do I have to get on the floor and kneel? Do I have to pray to any god you want? Whatever. Can we just please sort this out and stop being so ignorant to our own demise?
Ronald McDonald's just said Richie Wellens, he's doing a good job for Leyton Orient. Anybody that knows the local, the lower divisions, because obviously Rude doesn't have that. Look, Manchester City, 47 touches in our box. Leicester City, 3 in theirs. How fucking embarrassing is that?
It is embarrassing, and the trouble is when you saw the team lineup, you're thinking, oh my God, who has El Canoes, who's a creative player, got to play football with? And you look around, you think he's got nobody. So I know a lot of people are saying about El Canoes, he's sort of fits and starts, he had a good start to the season, but I just think he's struggling because he's got nobody around him of quality to play football with. So the forward, that's why our XG is so low, because we've got zero chance of creating good chances in the box because we are too disjointed. We're playing with a 5, and then when he brought Skip on, we had 3 in midfield, and you're thinking, oh, this is just, it's Dyer and Dakar up front. Oh my God. 54 minutes, Man City lose the ball, goes to Dakar, loses it. 55 minutes, Dakar gets the ball, panics, kicks it out straight to a Man City player.
I've got nothing. I have absolutely nothing to argue back at you with, Wayne. Look, I'm not saying who I think had a really bad game this evening. Far be it from me to cast any aspersions as to who that might be. But for fuck's sake with that, and I know we dealt with this at half time, but wanker phase it's not wout phase, it's wanker phase. Just fuck off back to Belgium, will you? You are literally stopping somebody else having oxygen. Why are you still here? Are you fucking Rude's arse? Is that why he keeps picking you? There's no other reason why you are in this team other than you are rogering Rude. Argue at that at me, please, Tom.
It concerns me how we're seeing these sort of players repeatedly turning up. And I know we haven't got a lot of depth, but we do have an academy, like we've all been saying. And we do have other players like Mavadidi, who's sort of not got a look in recently. Bionotte's gone cold. He's not given an opportunity to touch a ball nowadays. And I just think, who is Rude gravitating to as a character? And what does that say about him as a character? I'm concerned with him as a manager if he's leaning towards players like Wout Faes too much because he believes in their international quality. He believes the hype that they believe in, like how people used to believe in the hype about Ruud van Nistelrooy. I certainly don't believe in the hype. And I wanted him here, Chris, as well. I'm happy to be one of those guys that will go on camera and say it. I wasn't particularly sold on Cooper. I was quite attracted by Ruud van Nistelrooy, but I'll say it as brutally honest as I can. I feel like we were offered a high-class escort. We got a low-class hooker. Brutal as I could say it. Sorry.
Indeed. And to be honest with you, Peter, I would even take Steve Bruce now. That is how bad things are. I'd take Gary O'Neill. I'd take anybody. I really would. I just want to bring this point up. And I've lost it now. I should have started it. But somebody said, bear with me. Here we go. Paul Jameson, Chris, there's no point in moaning. You're an advocate to get Stu Cooper out and the godlike Van Nistelrooy in. And like I said earlier, I don't deny that. I wanted Steve Cooper in. I then wanted Steve Cooper out. I then wanted Ruud van Nistelrooy in. I now want Ruud van Nistelrooy out. I don't run the club. I'd advocate for Pep to come into us, for Klopp to come back to football and come into us. He can't. He's just ruining this club, though. The longer he stays, isn't he, Wayne?
He is, and I get Paul's point, but I don't think on this channel we were calling for Steve Cooper. In fact, we were.
I was. No, in fairness, I was.
I think we were towards the end when it getting towards when we played Man United twice. But I think before that we were saying, you know what, let's give him a chance. We play him well, But other channels other people were calling for Cooper right from the word go, which this channel didn't do.
No.
And we think, you know what, we might not agree with Steve Cooper, but we'll give him a chance. And we were in 17th and we were scoring goals. Ruud van Nistelrooy, I wanted him in. Once I thought, well, Steve Cooper after the 2 Man United games, it looks like it's sliding downwards. But sometimes you make choices in life, and you've got to say it's the wrong choice. And then it's what you do once you've made the wrong choice.
Moment, and I think that is definitely one. And I tell you what I think happened that was wrong, Tom. It wasn't wrong, but we got off the financial fair play. We got away without the points deduction. As he said earlier, that may still come back. That's being appealed by the FA and the EFL. But when we seem to get off that, we then seem to think, well, this is going to be a piece of piss. We said we'd be 17th with 6 points deduction. We're going to finish mid-table now. And it was almost like that defined our season.
Yeah, it's funny, Chris, because there is somehow, and I don't understand how it's possible, there is somehow some arrogance in this team. And I don't understand how you can have any amount of arrogance when you are literally the second worst team in the league and arguably going to be the worst team in the league by the end of it. And a lot of it, I think, goes back to the end of Rodgers. There was a lot of that then. We were too big to go down mentality. And a lot of silly mistakes happened. Before you know it, you got yourself in a mess. Enzo papered over the cracks. It was a gaping surgery we needed to do then, probably in hindsight. We didn't. We got away with it. You can't get away with it too many times. And this is what we're learning. We're learning as fans. I think, firstly, we shouldn't be going for inexperienced managers at this point now. I will say that, because I think if we were to all now go around and say, well, let's go for Leroy Rosner or whatever, Liam Rosner from Strasbourg, he's done very well at Hull and he's done very well at this other place, but he hasn't actually won anything. He hasn't actually achieved anything yet. Would it really be a wise appointment to move from Ruud to that? It's still a gamble. Right now, we need a strong pair of hands to get hold of this team, Chris.
I see what you're saying, but any appointment is a gamble. Enzo was a gamble. Martin O'Neill was a gamble. The biggest gamble ever was Claudio Ranieri, who had never won a league, but he did with us. So everything's a gamble, Wayne. And I see where you're coming from, Tom. But Wayne, the thing with somebody like Liam Rosenior, he's got that championship experience.
Yeah, he did really well at Hull. They just fluffed it towards the end. I was listening to a pod about with a Hull fan who was talking about Rossini and saying he's quite like Enzo, quite stubborn in his ways. In a few years he thinks he'll be a really good manager, but he says I don't know whether. He said he's definitely not good enough for the Premiership. That's what he said. But he says that in the Championship, probably do all right with him. But like Enzo, I'm not a fan of Enzo. I think he's spoilt. Justin, that thing about Justin on the verge of England team, got injured. But I think Justin turned back so many times under Enzo, and we played that. And he was given a golden ticket because we had the best squad in the Championship. He nearly fluffed it because, like he said, this fan said about Rossini, he will not change his tactics. And that's exactly what Enzo did in the Championship. And that's exactly what he's doing at Chelsea. So I get experience, but it would be nice to get maybe a continental coach that has won things that the Premier League is attractive to.
But if we get a continental coach, you could argue, well, he's not got experience of English football. We're currently sat with a continental coach, You know, we sat with a guy whose only managerial experience, apart from 4 games as a standing manager, was in Holland. So we've got a continental coach. I honestly think we need somebody that's got that lower league experience. Now, whether that's Sean Dyche, you could argue, Liam Rossignol, Mark Robbins, they've all got, because if we're not careful, Tom, we're going to do a Luton.
Yeah, it's my fear, Chris, because the energy is there. I mean, I get what Wayne was saying earlier, because the season when we went up under Enzo, I was concerned that season, that we might end up being mid-table at worst. So I can understand that I was wrong in that occasion. And I get what Wayne is saying, that maybe we've got some players who are halfway house at best in between Championship and Premiership. But I am concerned with the attitude and the desire of what we are seeing, because if that was a business and a shop, that is a shop that is going under. The manager is leading them under. And this is why I keep going back to Pearson. And the reason, it may not be Pearson. Pearson is more of an ideal to me, perhaps. But it is that person who's going to come in and say, Woot, you're being arrogant. You're not playing humbly. You're not willing to do the right things for your teammate. It's about you. So you're going to sit on that bench and you're not coming off it until we move you on. And someone's got to read them the right act, Chris.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to disagree with Brad here. I think he is way off the mark. Things that have led to this dross. A loan deal for Edouard. But again, he's never played. So we can't judge that he's the problem. Not playing him or getting him in could be the problem. And then you're going to be looking at a certain Mr. Rudkin. We're playing Cooper with Rude. Yes, but we all wanted, I've got to say probably 70% of the fan base wanted Cooper out. You've got this thing about Skip, Brad, and I don't know why. He's been injured. He's not been playing. He came on today, and I'm going to come on to that in a second. But I haven't seen enough of Skip to be able to judge him. That's like saying at this same time, after this number of games, that signing the Iheanacho was a bad decision. Because he didn't score goals when he first came, because he wasn't getting the minutes. He was on 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there. I don't see what your problem is with Skip. I really, really don't. I think you're way off the mark there. I don't think he's had a chance. And look, once Iheanacho got the chance, we were playing regularly, he was our top scorer. Let's judge Skip then. We cannot judge Skip on the minutes he's played so far since we've signed him. So I'm sorry, Brad. Your opinion is wrong, as they say. I put at half-time when I let you go, mate. I love this comment, by the way. This came up earlier from Adam. 2 weeks to work on the game and no difference. I mean, that's the comment of the night. This ran it a very close second. My farts have a better chance of keeping us up. That was very good.
Great pressure.
But that one is definitely, let me put it back up, definitely the one of the night. I do like mine that, if you took a full box of Viagra, Leicester City players couldn't stay up. But look, I put at half time, can we get any pride back, Wayne? I don't think we can. I think that's just gone out the window. These players aren't even playing for pride anymore.
No, they're not. What Tom said is spot on. The passion is not there. The belief is not there. It's just, I think the players are just dejected. I think they've realised that things are not working. Some of them might have regretted that Cooper left, because at least we were in with a chance under Cooper, and under Rude we've not. You did mention about the Rude Van Nistelrooy book, Chris. I did message in the chat. I say, unfortunately, the book's gone. I did a car boot on Sunday. So the book's gone. Unfortunately, I had to pay somebody to take
it. Brilliant, mate.
You should have gone to a car boot in Manchester area, mate. You'd have probably made 20 quid off it.
You said here, did he? I heard he came on, but I'm pretty sure he never touched the ball. He did, because he got a yellow card. But I'm sorry, Brad, you are judging a player on 45 minutes. So when you go into work for a whole day, Brad, and I'm going to judge you on 45 minutes, and I say you haven't done anything for 45 minutes, Brad, you shit, you're getting the sack. Come on, mate. He's not the problem for all the woes. And I'll check how many touches he had in a second. But talking of Skip, Wayne, let's stick with you. Vardy went off at half time, and I think he wanted to get taken off, to be honest with you, because that tackle he made was absolutely awful, and was not what I would expect any captain to do. He totally let the team down there, because he's then on a yellow card. We had to then take him off. But you bring Skip on now. Look, I'm defending Skip there, but was he the one to come on?
I get why. I was actually, when you're struggling for things to be positive about, and Skip came on, and it took me back to my childhood. What's that, Skip? You're coming on in the second half. What's the reason behind that? Why is we putting you on? 3 in midfield to counteract the Man City always wanting to boss the midfield. Oh, why do you think you need to come on? What's the XG? 0.02? Well, you're bound to improve that, aren't you? And in fact, it made it worse. Oh dear.
It did. Well, it pushed Canoes forward. Now, I mean, Brad is still trying to have a go at Skip here. And I suppose, really, I'd love to know what Brad thinks of Sumari.
I think the thing with Skip, Chris, is we overpaid for Skip. But a lot of the players have been mismanaged, really.
Yeah. I would judge him on more than 45 minutes. It's like, do you remember when Sven-Goran Eriksson was England manager, his first friendly, I think it was against Australia, he changed 10 players at half time. How can he judge in those 45 minutes how good any players are? You can't. Sumari was just as bad. I'm not going to say it was worse, but he was just as bad as Skip. And I'm not saying Skip had a good game. I just think Brad is wearing his Sumari arse-tinted glasses, to be honest with you. We lasted longer in the second half than we did in the first, though. Obviously, I was quite impressed at 4 minutes that we hadn't conceded again. At that point, 52 minutes on, we were at 0.02 for the XG, Tom. But every time I seem to look, our defenders were getting in each other's way.
Yeah, that goes back to that comment about what are they doing in training for 2 weeks, because it's like they all got in each other's way. Sumari didn't know whether to come back or stay. Sometimes when they were heading the ball away from the last line of the defence, the outlet wasn't there because that guy had come back to be an extra defender and he was getting in the way. So I completely understand and I completely get that because there seems to be this element of, I think I don't know this. It's all speculation because it's what we kind of do. But there's almost an arrogance to it of like, well, these guys must know how to defend because Belgium, he plays for Belgium. He plays for so-and-so. He plays for Portugal. They must know these things, which is so, I think, redundant when you're at the bottom of your footballing skill at the moment in time. I think at that point, you've got to be making it basic and got to say, guys, you need to run into that space. You've got to go grab that ball. And Didi was knocked off so many things tonight. And I'm thinking, what's happened to him? He's become like a paperweight. He used to be a heavyweight of a ball-winning midfielder that Barcelona wanted to buy 5 years ago. And now you breathe on him and he falls over. I just don't understand, the levels of how it's gone down here, Chris. But like I say, well, they've got to do something because otherwise we could be in for a harsh reality check next year.
Yeah. Kate hasn't gone, Paul. Defending was just chaotic. It was just try and get yourself in the way of the ball. And again, and I'm going back to Faze because he's the one I see this do more often. Do you remember Jerry Taggart? He'd put his body in front of the ball. Hamza Chowdhury would as well. And yet, without Faze, the ball's coming towards him. We see this. Fuck off, Faze. That's not defending, is it? And the defenders, there seems no defensive skills there.
No, in fact, all the way through last season, he was poor. Basically, got the same defence that we were relegated with 2 seasons ago. It's maybe got worse. And Faz positionally is poor. His decision making is poor. He is rash in challenges, and basically that adds up to his footballing brain. And I think someone like Cody's got a better footballing brain, but he's probably not as mobile. But a lot of the team, Kate did mention in your show that it was this time last season when Leicester started the Great Escape.
Yeah.
But we've got a very different team to that team. And, you know, you've got Samari and Ndidi in midfield, as Tom said. They should be bossing or at least being equal to Man City's midfield. And as Craig said in the show as well, the midfield give the defence zero protection.
But what midfield is there? You've got two defensive midfielders themselves are getting in each other's way.
I think functionally we are a dysfunctional team. As Thomas said, we're dysfunctional. We can't progress. It's very simple. It doesn't matter what level, you know, if you've got a group of kids or teenagers or Sunday non-league football, you know, you progress in boxes of players up the field and back again, and it's all structured. And we haven't got that, and we've not had that for a long time. And that's why I say El Canoes, he must be thinking, you know what, I need to get out of this club because there's no real football players in the club. He's running and tackling back more than anybody else, more than Samari and Ndidi. And he's supposed to be our playmaker. And I think he's just knackered, disillusioned, and disconnected from the team.
Just in answer to, and in fairness, to be fair to Brad and give him the information, in 45 minutes, Skip touched the ball 9 times. In 75 minutes, Sumari touched the ball 28 times. So you could kind of say slightly better in fairness of Sumari. But talking about the defence here, Tom, we're going to play. Let's play a little quick bit of a game. How many tackles do you think Wout Faes made today, Tom?
Well, he definitely got a goalkeeper once, so that's 1. I would go with another 2 more, 3. I'll go with 3. He's had 0 before. I'll go with 3.
3. Wayne?
2.
2 is correct, yes. Luke Thomas, Tom.
Oh, he moved position in the game as well, but I was daydreaming second half. I was dreaming about better places to be. I'll go with 2.
You're going for 2. Wayne?
3.
Oof. Wayne is, well, no, Wayne's not close as it's 4, so I'm not going to give that to either of you. Connor Cody, Tom.
We'll go with 4 for Connor, his number, I believe.
Okay. And Wayne?
3.
4 again?
3. French for 3.
Oh, sorry. I
just need to put my teeth in, Chris. Sorry.
3. Yeah, you are closer, so you get the point, Wayne. It was 0.
Wow.
James Justin, Tom.
I feel like I'm being set up here. I'll say 1 to be safe.
Wayne?
I think it's 4. I think against Doku, he is one slippery bugger. He's their best player, and he had his work cut out, and I think he did really well, Justin.
Well,
4.
The point goes to Tom because it was 0. I mean, in fairness, well, I'll go through the interceptions quickly in a second anyway. Victor Christensen.
Go on, Wayne, you go first this time.
Cheers, Tom. None.
You'll go for none. I can see the pattern you've got going there. Tom?
2.
You get the point. 2. It was no. Who are we doing here? Sorry. Christensen. Yeah, then it's 2. Sorry, mate, you're right. 2-2. So the decider here, this is
He's on a hat trick.
Sorry?
He's on a hat trick.
Yes.
The scary thing is, guys, I'm going to be honest here. There were so many moments I was trying not to daydream second half because, honestly, my head was wanting to be elsewhere. So I'm having to make some of these up.
Well, our defensive midfield, Ndidi made 4 tackles. Wayne, I'll go to you first again with Sumari.
Didn't you say, tell us, you say it's 8 or 20 odd?
No, that was touches.
Oh, touches. Oh,
He
tackles.
did not
Oh.
make 28 tackles. Believe you me.
He's not made that all season, Chris.
No, exactly.
I'd say 3.
You're going for 3. Samari, Tom.
0.
0. You are going 0. Tom wins it. He's nearer. It was 1.
Go, Tom. Go, Tom.
You're doing it in the wrong way, mate.
Do you know what the sad thing is,
way.
boys, is that it was too predictable because Wayne, you were exactly with me on all the answers and we weren't really sure, but we got it pretty much all right because we know this team now from the last blooming year.
And to be honest, I mean, sometimes you're thinking, have I paid attention for the last 2 minutes? So it's almost like you're on a 400-mile journey to Scotland and you've gone 50 miles without realising it.
Yeah. 18 shots to Manchester City with 5 on target, 2 to us, none on target. Let's have a look. I've got to written that's the first half there. Second half, look, explain this to me, Wayne. I think it's your turn. You deserve it. Well, you lost, so you get the question. We made substitutions at 59 minutes. Off came El Canoes, and on came Buenete. And then off went Christensen, and on came Macaulay, which just meant the only difference in style was the fact that Thomas then went out to play on the wing. Basically, you're looking at like-for-like substitutions there. When you're 2-0 down and you're making substitutions, should you not be making substitutions that will make a difference to the game?
That's an interesting theory, Chris.
I know it's out there. It's out. It's way off
You're
left
so
field.
maverick, Chris, you are.
I know. I'm sorry. I have these mad ideas every now and again. I don't know where they come from.
The thing is, if you bring in more attacking players on, Chris, our XG will rise to maybe 0.2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like for like, and I get why it's kind of against Man City. You think it could be 4 or 5-0, but that isn't, in a nutshell, is Ruud's approach to managing this team. And it's his same cautious approach to not playing the young kids, because I know a lot of people say Monga, is he old enough, 15, does he qualify? But it's not the fact that whether they're good enough, it's the fact that if you bring them into this toxic atmosphere at that age, whether I don't think it's whether they're skillful enough, but I think it's a very tough ask to bring them in. Because if the fans get on them, that is not a very nice place to be. And if that was my son or grandson or nephew, I'd be very concerned about it.
Do you think, I get that way, but Tom, do you think the fans would? My argument on the show on Tuesday was, look, you say to the youngsters, even if we played them today against Man City, just go out and enjoy yourself. Just go out and have a bit of fun, have a play, just do your best. If you lose, well, look, we would lose anyway because these wankers can't play. So you're going to be no worse than the first teamers. So just go out there and play it. And I think the fans would go, all right, he's trying something different. He's doing the youngsters. A lot of them are ones of our own, possibly. Would get behind them. If that lot, I mean, and I'm going to tell you back, I don't think they'd play worse than this anyway. So whether we'd get on the back or not, I don't think we would. And I take you back to Brendan Rodgers. Watford during the COVID season, FA Cup. I think we had to play 2 or 3 youngsters, and we beat Watford, who were a Premier League team, 4-0 or 4-1, something like that. Yeah, 5-4. Next game, we came up against Nottingham Forest. We had all the first teamers back. And how many did they put past us? Exactly 4-0. So I rest my case there. When you go into court and they go, oh yes, against this ruling in 1937, Smith against Buchanan, and this happened, and I'm quoting you that in that game. I mean,
Chris, I can't agree more with you. Actually, I want to heighten this further and go. There is no better time to get them in than now, because the players out there now are showing such little effort. If Monga was on there, just running with a purpose at a defence, irrelevant if he scored a goal, that would lift and start something which we are not seeing from anybody else. So I completely agree with you. And in fact, I would double endorse it and go, no, it's actually doubly important the time now, because these guys can come in with a fresh head. They've not had a bad season in their own right, as far as I'm aware. I think they're performing okay. Just remove the concern from them. The club's relegated. Go out there, play positively, and just show what you're about. This is your window to show that you can be a top-class footballer.
You and me were on the same page. Don't know about Wayne. I think he's on meth. Go on, Wayne.
With regards to that was just devil's advocate. I think they're good enough because actually me and my brother were at that Watford game and we're on the same side. We could see Brendan Rodgers down. He came on. He was taking the piss out of the Watford players. They could not get the ball off him. He was in a group of Premier League players, absolutely spanking them. And Rodgers, the ball came out and Rodgers says, if you do all that showboating and you don't pass the ball, I'm dragging you off. But they couldn't get the ball off him. He was so high quality. He did get injured. He has come back from injury, but I believe in the kids. I believe you can play the kids. And as Tom said, the attitude will be brilliant. They will run at people. Like young kids starting a job. What do you want me to do? I'll do that. I'll do it. They've just got a brilliant attitude. Teenagers have. And they're definitely, some of our young players are definitely good enough to play in the Premier.
Let me throw this at you, and I say it's all banter, and obviously, between us. But when we took Brendan Rodgers on, he came in. He replaced Puel, didn't he? He came in with about 10 games to go of that season. And that gave him the chance to look at those players, not in fucking meaningless friendlies against, no disrespect, Burton or Kettering, anything like that, but against Premier League opposition. And he could see what they were like in proper match play, which is why I wanted Rude kicked out of this club during these 2 weeks. So whoever came in, and look, I'm not saying it should be Dyche, but he's got the experience of getting teams promoted. He did it with Burnley twice. Yes, he got them relegated, but we're relegated anyway. And he's going to come in. He's got 10 games to have a look at the squad and go, do you know what, guys, we're down. I know we're not mathematically, but we're down. The fat ladies put a clean pair of knickers on. So, we're virtually getting there. Now, just go out, show me what you can do and prove that you want to play for me next season. And I just don't know why we haven't done that, because this guy is not the guy, in my eyes, that's going to bring us back up.
No, that's really good. Sorry, Tom.
I was just going to quickly say, I think this shows you the effect of player power as well, doesn't it, boys? Because a few years ago, what would a Pearson have done? He would have just chucked them down the reserves and forgotten about them. But nowadays, with agents and transfer fees and, the players are basically commodities. They could be sports cars, basically, you're trying to buy and sell on. They don't seem to do that nowadays as much, because I'd be the same as the original way. Wout Faes, for example, Chris, he'd be down in the reserves. He wouldn't be even, or he'd be down in training on his own. I wouldn't have him with the first team right now because of what he's bringing and that energy.
I would put him in that same box that Brendan Rodgers put Soyuncu in.
Well, exactly, yeah. And actually, we all had a go at Brendan about that at the time. But ironically, perhaps we're learning now why he had to do these things. So it does show you, life shows you. But anyway, back to you, Wayne. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. Just popped in.
No, that's cool, mate. Yeah,
chuck that out there, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, so the Great Escape season set the foundation for winning the Premiership, because the attitude, the system was worked on, settled team. So that principle would apply to this season. The difference is, though, like Brendan Rodgers was a very high quality manager, wasn't he? From Liverpool, they just very nearly made it, from Celtic. And so it is different. So the question is, who have we got to come in? And will there be of enough quality? Because that was a one-off, Brendan Rodgers. And we end up playing football that is the best I've ever seen, from watching down Filbert Street, etc. And we very very nearly made it to that next level. Yeah, but Brendan Rodgers, that foundation was very important, and I think it put us in good stead, definitely.
Zamari off, Ricardo on, Wayne. Sorry, Tom. 75 minutes, too little, too late.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I love Ricky. A lot of us love Ricky, don't we? Someone who's probably going to get a little bit more free reign than most this season because of his injuries. But yeah, no, it's by then, mate. It's all a bit redundant. I mean, I thought about it when you go back to the first change when Vards came off, and by all accounts, he looked utterly furious the fact he was taken off. And I know we were talking about the yellow card, but it's interesting how Jamie Vardy is now a few weeks away from being out of contract and how that might affect how he behaves. Versus if he was here on a 3-year deal a few years ago, I think he'd be having that conversation with Top tonight that Rude's got to go because he's done it before. A lot of fans have come at us for this and said that the inmates have run the asylum at Leicester. I would put to our fan base and to the other fan base around us, when it's not them running the asylum and the good ones of it, we seem to be a hell of a lot worse. Sorry, we do.
Totally. At least Ricardo, I mean, he made a couple of runs at their defenders, which we hadn't seen all game. Wayne?
Yeah, he did. And on that run, he drew a yellow card from the defender because it just shows you get a quality player who can run with the ball, who in his mind wants to get forward at every opportunity. But if there's people in front of, if the passing is on, he'll turn back and recycle it. He's intelligent enough. And that's the trouble. We've not got those kind of players. And when he comes on, since he's come back from injury, although he can't play full 90, you can just see his quality. And then that highlights the fact that we haven't got that through the rest of the team.
It does. Sorry, I'm just trying to log into Facebook as well. Daka, Ayo, I mean, first of all, Tom, congratulations on Ayo. 300 appearances tonight. Didn't make any difference, did it, really?
No, credit to him for his 300 appearances because the other 280 of them he's had elsewhere have been pretty all right, really, but it hasn't gone well here, really, has it? So, yeah, no, I've got nothing positive to say about Daka particularly. I think he looks like he's out of his depth. And I mean, he's never looked like he's been in his depth. He had one good game against Spartak in the Europa League where we looked like we set up to play for him a bit for the first and only time. And since then, it's just, there's been nothing, has there? So, but the scary thought for me, Chris, is beyond just these substitutions, is I'm scared about entrusting this board, John Rudkin right now, with bringing in new players for next season, because we have got now a few transfer windows where we have really bought some rubbish.
Well, funny you should say that, because on Saturday at 4 o'clock, Dave's back, and we're going to be looking at every transfer window under the King Power ownership. So that should be interesting with the season gone. But all right, I'm just going to go and get my phone because I need to update my Facebook. But talk to me, Wayne, and then Tom, whilst I'm away, about because we touched on this on Tuesday, what we need to do to come, to sort of even survive in the Championship next season.
Yeah, I think we've got a really good chance because a lot of the players, as we've said, that are they're not good enough for the Premiership. Like, for instance, Winks, they proved very good in the Championship because it is so significantly such a lower standard. And to be honest, I just think next season, the feeling among the fans I've chatted to is try and get back in the Premiership, get in the playoffs, have a good steady team. We have got plenty of players that are able to do that. Do I think under Ruud van Nistelrooy it will happen? Maybe not. I think if we keep Ruud, we might end up being just outside the bottom three, maybe to mid-table. I don't know what you think, Tom.
Well, I just think, mate, you can't deny energy. Energy is the foundation of this world. It's science. And the energy right now is just horrific. And it must be horrific for him. I mean, I can imagine Ruud van Nistelrooy's life now will be one of pure misery because he's trying to get blood from a stone. I don't know if he's still living at the training ground, but that mustn't be fun to look out of an empty, soulless training ground that's really not helped the club in the slightest, apart from looking quite impressive on postcards. And I just think when all that is there and that is a feeling and that is something which is leaked onto the pitch and leaked into the the whole nature of the club, and especially when you're Leicester City, Wayne. And Leicester City was founded on the better qualities, and we succeeded from being a positive team that believed in each other, didn't care what the world thought of us. You know, you think the pressure they tried to put on us when we won the Premier League, and we just get heads down. We don't listen to this. We just keep going because we know how good we are. And 10 games into that season, I was like, I think we are, and I think we can win the Premier League. That's the conviction I had in that team against all the odds. I look at this team now, and my conviction is if we do not do something very, very soon, and I'm talking at least June, maybe July, I mean at the latest, then I'm very, very worried that our dreams of getting back up, getting into the top six, getting into a playoff potential position isn't as easy as we think, because I don't think it's just the quality, Wayne. I think it's the energy and the attitude, and it's horrific. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, when you look at Forest, I mean, you know, I know people it can't compare to Leicester, but Forest were nearly relegated last season, very close to it. And you look at Nuno, he's got such a simple setup, counter-attacking football. They're not worried about it. I think all this possession-based football, some of the fans talking about other teams that play all this possession football, they're not a fan of it. The sideways passing, I think it does spoil players. Grealish has been a shadow of the player he used to be. And I do think things will develop. And it's okay not to have all the ball. Because if you're just passing sideways forwards, that's the other thing about the energy. What energy is that bringing to the game? You look at Forest or Bournemouth and even other teams in the Premiership, and they drive forward with the ball.
Bournemouth are breezing past teams, aren't they? Bournemouth, mate, in particular, breezing past teams. Sorry, carry on,
Yeah, very competitive all through the team. Midfield, brilliant, skillful. But it's the energy. You look at some of the Championship games this season, the energy they play at a far lower standard. But my God, those teams really go for it. And it does.
And we're a scout down
as you said, the sort of abjectness of our team.
Yeah, I think we're a scalp down there as well, mate. I think when you're a club like Leicester, who's won the Premier League and won the Championship, you know, more times than any other team, I think we are a scalp down there. I think if you're someone, let's chuck out Wrexham. If Wrexham end up in the Championship, which could happen, they'll love to beat Leicester City, won't they, for their TV programme? And I think that energy is something right now, that undeniable energy the other teams we're going to come up against, and the completely rubbish, lackadaisical, wet the bed, wet farts everywhere energy we are now is just going to catch us out. Anyway, back to you, Chris.
Energy to ice hockey games, isn't it, Tom?
Mate, I tell you what, feel sorry for my neighbours tonight because I'm so wound up after that Leicester game. It's going to be a very loud game tonight for this one. I'm going to be angry.
Oh, sorry about that, guys. I've got a new laptop and it wasn't accepting my password to Facebook because obviously that means that it's time for the performance and the man of the match. Tom,
it's like the goal of the month. The goal of the month, LCFC this month.
The goal of the month, yeah. Somebody said they should have throw-in of the month.
Yeah, there's sod all goals to choose from, isn't there?
There is.
I'm going to do this
They tend to mix it in, don't they, with the women and the youngsters?
Well, you got to nowadays, mate.
Well, you do. Tom, give me a performance rating, and if you say 5, I'm going to track it. I know I have a certain set of skills.
One of them isn't editing. One of them isn't editing the apology I made, which you should have done by now and put up as a specific video, because I did publicly apologise for that rating because I was off my nut that day. Of course you don't. I wrote it out and everything, and you were sat there giggling at me while I was reading it out. I'm going to go with team performance of 1. It's Man City, I guess. So 1, and man of the match of El Canoes. The only shot.
Okay. Wayne,
I'd say for the fullbacks, I'd say 2. I think the fullbacks were good.
2.
This is like that game we played earlier, isn't it? How many tackles did we make?
Yes. And your
similar numbers.
It's an impossible question. Impossible.
Gotta pick one.
Can we give it to Jim this week for not being here? I'd love to give Jim Man the match for
Man
his
of the
week.
match,
And
Jim.
yeah, because we want Jim back with us. Irrelevant of Leicester City.
We
We're a
do. And
community,
he
guys.
said he could probably be back for the Newcastle game, but no, that's cheating. I'm not going to allow that. Go on, Wayne.
Man of the match. Did you say? Oh, you said Jim, Tom.
I said El Canoes was my player,
Canoes.
mate. Yeah, El Canoes, because he had a shot.
Yeah, so I was going to give it Thomas actually, but I'd say El Canoes because his attitude is spot on. I just think he's got nobody to play with in the playground.
That is very true. I'm really struggling. I am tempted. Well, look, no, I'm not struggling.
Does his surname begin with F, Chris?
You do a very good sucking lemons impression, Chris.
Oh dear.
It's been a long day, guys. It's been a long day chat, hasn't it, guys?
I am going to give the team, I've got to say, 0. There was nothing there to actually look at and go, that was all right. I mean, like you say, man of the match. I'm tempted to give it to Skip, actually. Just to piss Brad off. You know what? Sod it. I'm going to give it to Skip just to piss because nobody else deserves it. Right. Here we go then. So officially, from Alan, who was at the match, and he hadn't fallen asleep, so he was able to send it to me. His team performance, 0. Wow. I think that is only in 5 years, 6 years I've been doing this with Alan. That's only the second 0 that I've known him. We did 3, but I took his 1 down to a 0 once. And his man of the match, I really hope I've clicked on the right one here. Ricardo. Now, if he's given his man of the match to somebody that was only on for 16 minutes, that says a lot about the rest of the team, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was thinking that. I think his energy was probably the best of the lot, but then he didn't have to do the whole 90, did he, Chris? But no, it does something. No. It's a very good point. I'm not changing my mind.
You want to give performance as 5? Did you say, Tom?
No.
Guys, look, I don't think we've got anything else to say on that. We've only got a small case of Newcastle at the weekend. Jesus. Well, Monday night, in fact. I've got a wedding.
I hope they're still hungover.
I've got a wedding.
They're bang on form, and they are going for the Champions League, aren't they?
Yes, it is going to be difficult. All I'll say, Wayne, is well done on your predictions. I think you are definitely winning. Damn you. But then again, I don't mind because you came in late.
That's the only time you're going to mention it this week at all, isn't it?
Oh, no, because I got 3 points with Liverpool.
Whee! Hey!
No, stick that in your pipe, young Wayne. But guys, message me if you want to come on Tuesday. If you can message me by sort of the weekend and let me know if you want to come on. So I'll have to sort of change the artwork around for so many, but be interesting to see. And obviously, I also need your name as to who you think you would like it to be. Guys, I can't say have a great weekend, can I? Because it's a midweek game, but have a great rest of the week. We'll be back tomorrow, Wayne, with the Prediction League.
Yes, mate.
And then we have got a... on Friday at 7, we're going to have the what am I trying to say? Review. And Tom, that's fine, mate. And we're back, like I say, Saturday 4:00 with Dave, looking at all those transfers. And I've been doing a couple of them, and I'll tell you what, I don't remember half of them. That's how good they were. So
That'll be an interesting show, actually, Chris.
it will be.
Yeah,
it will
very
be.
interesting.
Going through it, and I'm thinking, God, did we really sign him? So 4 o'clock on Saturday, that one, because we're not playing on Saturday. Guys, have a good night. Thanks very much.
Cheers,
All the
Chris.
best.
Cheers,
Take care.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers now. So thanks very much to Wayne. Thanks very much to Tom. Do appreciate it. 737 minutes since we last scored a goal. How utterly, totally embarrassing is that? There we go. I'll make it big so you can see it. Got nothing to say. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you very much for joining in the chat. If you haven't yet, like the video, subscribe. It's free. Share it. Gets the word out. Click that notification. You'll never miss another chat, another show again. I've done enough talking. I'm off. Good night, everybody. Have a good one. I'll see you first of all tomorrow night. Like I say, for the prediction show. Make another fool of myself. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You'd better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.